Every corner of Canada tells the same story. For lease signs, empty storefronts, and business owners walking away from their life's work. These aren't failed dreams, they're victims of a broken system. Rising rents, endless taxes, and shrinking customer spending are pushing small business owners to the edge. They gave everything to keep their doors open, but Canada's economy has turned its back on them. This is the small business crisis, and it's gutting the heart of our communities.
What businesses have to go through just to survive in Canada.
29,000 businesses have shut down.
Small businesses in Edmonton won't survive.
My Langley store in downtown Langley.
You're gone. Goodbye.
Seriously?
No, not seriously. Super seriously.
The Canada Post is such a hot button issue that even though I was just posting about my shop and what I'm doing,
or they'll destroy it. Destroy it.
To lose a huge slew of our customers.
And all the other delivering company in Canada charges double and triple the price now.
I'm so proud of everything I've done, but this is gonna destroy me.
When we talk about small business crisis, here's one example.
We're Canadians, shop local, but we can't ship to you.
So apparently Canada just saw 1 in 20 businesses close in 1 month.
Small business magic. Stay alive. It's really hard.
Welcome to Canadian Rant, the place where we give a voice to the people holding this country together while no one's paying attention. If you believe small businesses are the backbone of our communities, if you're tired of watching hardworking Canadians get crushed under the weight of government policies, inflation, and corporate greed, then hit that subscribe button and join us. Because today's story affects all of us. Small businesses aren't just stores. They're family legacies, they're jobs, they're what give every Canadian street its character. But right now, that heart is dying. In cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and even small towns across the prairies, local shops are shutting down faster than ever before. Rent is unaffordable, credit is harder to get, and government relief programs barely touch the surface. The sad truth? It's becoming nearly impossible to survive as a small business owner in Canada. Today we're exposing the real reasons behind this crisis, not just the economy, but a system that favors big corporations while small business owners are left fighting for scraps. Because when small businesses die, communities die with them.
I'm done. You're gone. Goodbye.
Seriously?
No, not seriously. Super seriously.
This is crazy. I shipped an order out to the States the other day. Mind you, the stuff in the package was coming from China, but it wasn't valued at more than $100. And I was shipping it to a giveaway winner. Someone won these items. They wanted to charge her 112 USD in duties and fees for this package, in which she got really scared and she was like, no. So then the package got refused. I get an email today saying if I want my package back, I have to pay 160 USD. 160 USD to get my stuff back in my hands. Or they'll destroy it. Destroy it. Literally destroy it. It would cost me more to have this back. What the heck is going on in the world right now?
This is the most ridiculous thing, you guys. What am I going to do? This is usually what my US customers pay, right? With the charges and everything. So about 10, 12 bucks. Today I'm like, wait, I've been trying to fight this since last week. What is this? So I have to tell my customers to pay this to get their oils now? Somebody help me, because I am actually...
This is major breaking news. 929,000 businesses have shut down in 2024, bigger than the lockdowns in 2020. 929,000 companies, brick and mortar, mom and pop, shut down. The hardest hit, manufacturing sector, with a 56% year-over-year increase in bankruptcies. That's sad. That's good paying jobs no longer circulating in Canada anymore. Tell me, what do you guys think?
I don't know why this is so scary. I'm going to give my notice to my landlord for my beautiful OG store, my Langley store in downtown Langley. It's a bitter.
Hello. So I'm sitting here in my car getting a hair treatment done, waiting for it to set, and trying to find options to be able to ship within Canada with this Canada Post strike. Is anybody else running into this issue? I saw, I think it's that Magnet girl. She said that she found $17 shipping, which, almost dropped my phone, which would be a blessing to me. So if you guys are finding that, where are you finding it? Help another Canadian girly out here, because we would love to be. We've got orders that are sitting and waiting for people, and with the Canada Post strike, we can't get them out right now. We might have to refund them all, which is really unfortunate because we already paid for shipping on some of those too with Canada Post. So anyways, if anybody has any ideas, we are based in Winnipeg, Manitoba, so Click Ship, all those places don't work.
Here's why being a business owner in Canada right now kind of feels like we're drowning, and then every time you come up for air, they just push you right back down. Many of us were selling at in-person markets and vendor events, and then COVID came and all the in-person stuff got shut down, and we had to pivot and start selling online. My online market was 90% American shoppers, and then the tariffs came, and all of a sudden I lost that and couldn't ship to the States anymore. The solution is to start making more sales within Canada, and now Canada Post is on strike again. So I don't know, support local business, support Canadians, shop local, but we can't ship to you. We can't actually get the product to you. So cool.
Back on one of the favorite streets, Queen Street West, so many businesses are going out of business. I'm a Donna kebab, you know, like kebabs, everyone loves a kebab. Look at this, guys. Notice to termination of failure to pay the bloody rent. What's going on? Queen Street, what is going on? It's like every other establishment is closing down. It's just a horror show. If you know anything about this, put it in the comments. If you've been here before, let us know, because I can't believe it. I mean, seriously, what is going on?
Explain to me how you're supposed to run a small business when Canada Post goes on strike and all the other delivering company in Canada charges double and triple the price now to ship tiny little packages.
So apparently Canada just saw 1 in 20 businesses close in 1 month, the highest rate since the lockdown started and businesses literally couldn't operate. The article kicks off by talking about how almost 50,000 businesses closed in the month of June, and it also digs into how new businesses aren't opening up anymore. This graph really tells it all. You can see that there was a spike of businesses, new businesses opening up, and you can see our lighter blue line is the closure line. Well, look what happens here just in the month of June. We have closures peaking, and we have our new businesses opening at the absolute floor for the last several years, or nearing the absolute floor. I wonder, what could this be because of? Obviously, we know there's economic slowdown, but what are the other factors in the environment in Canada that maybe make people not want to continue in business here? Post your comments below. What could we do to make people want to open up businesses in Canada?
So with these tariffs coming in on Tuesday, we are going to lose a huge slew of our customers, probably a large portion of anybody purchasing from the US. We're going to lose. How can you help? If you are a Canadian, please consider purchasing a Canadian-made baby carrier brand. That is us. We are Beluga Baby. We make our baby carriers in Canada. They are the best stretchy wraps and buckle carriers on the market. You will not find a better one. They are extremely well reviewed. Everything is made with sustainable, eco-conscious fabric. What can you do as a Canadian to help us? Because small businesses, I swear, are just holding on by the tips of our fingers. And this might be the nail in the coffin for a lot of small brands. I'm hoping that we're going to be okay. We are going to lose a large portion of our US customers. So if you are Canadian and you're trying to decide which baby carrier to purchase, please consider Beluga Baby. We will be forever grateful, and we might survive.
When we talk about small business crisis, here's one example. So I just spotted this store. It was up for lease. And this was originally like a lighting store where you can get your home lighting supplies. You can see right here, I think the store name was Living Lightning. And they have a lot of stuff over here. If you can see, the store is full. Here, there's more supplies on this side. Right there. Counter. Beautiful chandelier. Everything else in the back. And guess what? The lease has been terminated because the tenant was unable to pay the rent. You can see right here, comply with the requirements to pay rent under the lease, which was signed on August 2021. So now this whole store completely full with stuff is up for lease. I feel really bad for the tenants who were unable to pay their rent by selling some lighting supplies. But if you were to lease the store right now, you can get the whole stuff which is inside. So what do you guys think? Would you buy a store like this or would you pass?
So here's something a little bit wild. I posted earlier this week about how I had to put my shop on vacation mode because of the Canada Post strike. The Canada Post is such a hot button issue that even though I was just posting about my shop and what I'm doing, and I said nothing either way on how I think Canada Post should run or what the government should do or what the union should do or anything like that, people feel very compelled to jump into my comments to tell me how much they hate Canada Post, how much they hate unions, how much they hate letter mail, how stupid I am for not using something besides Canada Post. I can't. Trust me. Give me enough credit that I've tried. I literally only said my shop is closed because of the Canada Post strike and I have no other way to ship. I very much value Canada Post. I live in a small town where we don't even have like community boxes. You have to drive to the post office to get your mail. You have to. No one has home delivery through Canada Post here. And I never have. Whatever. The whole point is, chill out, everybody. I don't get to make decisions for Canada Post, and neither do you. You can yell at me all you want, but are you kind of projecting your own stuff on me? Because I never said anything about anything. I never gave a definitive opinion on anything, except that it is hurting my small business to have to keep closing as a result of Canada Post, and that I have no other options. That's it. I support the union's right to strike. And at the same time, I'm kind of screwed right now. Both those things can be true. And everybody just chill out a little bit, please.
So obviously, as a Canadian business, I am from Ottawa. We ship from Toronto. But 60% of our customers are American. I have built this business from day one, the ground up. I'm so proud of everything I've done, but this is gonna destroy me, and it will destroy many other businesses I know. Being a Canadian business is obviously hard, but what we've always had on our side is our basically trade with America. We have high shipping in Canada. We also have high exchange rate with the US dollar, which is what you trade internationally with. So now basically they are cutting off our ability to sell to the US. Sure, people might still buy, but they're going to buy a lot less. And what are small Canadian businesses supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I've thought a lot about, all the options, really. You stop selling to the US, that's an option, but 60% of my business is from there. I don't know if I'd survive. You can move your warehousing to the US, but that comes with crazy cost, and also just in general, it's just not that easy to do. So I'm sitting here and I just don't know what to do, because as I said, I've worked so hard for this business and it's being taken away because of something that I have no control over. Obviously, I'm a Canadian. I didn't vote Republican. I am not a Republican. I would never vote for Trump. I would never. Ew. And now we're all being punished because misinformed people voted for something and they didn't even know what they were voting for. And now the US is being punished and Canada is being punished. And what are we all supposed to do? I guess I'm just posting this maybe to find a little solidarity. I don't even know, because I don't think anyone has an answer for this. It's just super defeating, and I wish that things were different.
This is our last day in Montreal, and I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty emotional about it. I really needed this time. I needed some time to recharge. My daughters and I really needed some time together, and this city was the perfect place to do it. Montreal is so rich with culture and art, expression. As a sober vegan weirdo, there are so many incredible options, so many vegan restaurants. Every menu, even if it's not a dedicated vegan restaurant, has great distinct options. Non-alcoholic cocktails everywhere. Not mocktails. There is a difference. Words matter, even in another language. The thing that really stood out for me is just how many small businesses, how many little mom and pop, like nooks and crannies there were. There still are. The city really thrives. It's magical because of those little special shops everywhere. And I'm seeing less and less of that in the GTA. And as someone who's really trying, who's invested every damn dime she has and every minute to try and make that small business magic stay alive, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. When you visit a city like Montreal and you see that alignment of all the things that you really want to achieve, it makes you wonder, can we go back? Or is that just what the GTA is? I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm emotional. I haven't had enough of my oat cortado yet. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And I've taken a lot of inspiration from this trip. And I'm really excited to bring it back home with me. Love you lots.
Why is nobody talking about this? Starting next week, Canadian businesses exporting to the US, every small business, whether you're Etsy, Shopify, whatever, our business will forever be changed next week. What am I talking about? I don't even know how I missed this, but apparently there's an executive order signed at the end of July that's coming into force next week, which is going to remove the de minimis rule. What that is that any shipment that was going into the US, if it was $800 value or less, it would be exempt from any customs and duty clearance. So for, anybody selling on Etsy, selling products on Shopify, if you're Amazon Freight by Merchant, shipping into the US, anytime you made a shipment that was under $800, we didn't have to worry about customs and duty. Our product would go straight in. That's changing. Starting next week, every shipment is subject to customs and duty. And according to UPS, yes, they charge as a percentage of sales, but they also have a minimum of $14 for every shipment that you send in is going to be subject to customs and duty. Just think about how that's going to impact your business. We manufacture a product, the Gutter Saver Pro. It's made here in Canada. We support Canada. We support Canadian jobs. Our product is made here. But most of our business right now is in the US. Up until now, we've been able to ship single units, whether I'm talking about sending one to a homeowner or sending a box of 24 to a professional retail store such as ABC Supply or SRS Distribution. I could ship without having to pay customs and duty. That's all over. Now my costs are going up. My product itself is at a 0% tariff. And it has what they call in the US, it's the USMCA. In Canada, we call it CUSMA, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Same thing, it's what's protected by tariffs and what isn't. It's a 0%. So it's not even a tariff argument. This is just every shipment going in is going to be subject to this. And nobody's talking about it. I don't know why. The amount of businesses that are going to be affected by this, think of the Etsy manufacturers, somebody making candles or, their own artwork, and it gets shipped to the US. Well, you're going to be paying more for that. And whether it's the shipper that's going to be paying it so they can keep their customers, or whether it's the person that's ordering the product and going to be getting a surprise where you're going to have to pay a $14 duty to UPS just to get your product. That's what we're facing, and nobody's talking about it. And I don't know about other business owners, but right now I just want to throw up.
So Canada Post is on strike right now, and it's going to create a lot of problems. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. I have a business in the US where we have to do filings, and those filings have to be done in California. We can't send it through regular snail mail because Canada Post is done. We went to FedEx and UPS, and they said, we can't do it for you because these are to PO boxes. You need an address. These state agencies, they don't have addresses for things like this. They only have PO boxes. We have 10 days to answer and respond to these letters that they're looking for. We can't. We literally can't. And think about this issue on a mass scale. They did it during Christmas time. They're doing it now when we have tariffs. We have a major outflow of just capital leaving the country, and you have this de minimis rule that was removed, which allowed Canadians to sell products to Americans as long as it was under $800 duty and tax free. That's gone now. So the de minimis rule being removed is decimating small businesses and even medium-sized businesses. And actually there's a very large one which was $1 billion company based out of Quebec, which I think is under receivership. Now, imagine the magnitude and scale of what issues Canada Post is now causing. All this because they refuse to accept that delivery needs to happen not door to door, but into actual community boxes. The amount of mail that actually gets delivered today versus over a decade ago is, I think, 60% less, but we have more employees. How does that make sense? We have less volume, the same amount of people, and they immediately said they were going to strike the second they said, you know what, we're losing $10 million a day. This is not sustainable. We have to go to community boxes. They don't want AI. They don't want any enhancements in efficiencies. And by no means is this any sort of attack against any individual person that works for Canada Post. Please don't take it as hate or in that way. But it's really tough. Really, really tough when you have an organization that is old, outdated, failing, and refuses to innovate, going on strike because they don't want things to change. It's unbelievable. And it's hurting businesses all across Canada. And for that reason, you're starting to lose support.
This is bad. This is really bad. A week ago, I posted a video about the changes to the de minimis clause. And that involves duty-free shipping to the US, something that small businesses, not only in Canada, but around the world, have relied on when it comes to servicing their US customers. And what it means is that their shipments that were valued under $800 could enter into the US without formal customs clearance. That rule goes away today. And that now means that all packages entering the US will require formal entry, which can cost anywhere from $15 to $200 to process the paperwork. It's an absolute gut punch to small businesses. Since posting that video, I've spoken to several businesses that this will absolutely decimate them. My name is Lucy Quigley. I am president owner of a company called Gutter Saver Pro. It is a ladder gutter protector that is made here in Canada. And I too was relying on the de minimis exemption for shipping my product into the US. While I did also do bulk shipments, most of what I did was going in under this exemption. And small businesses are terrified. They don't know how they're going to be able to continue servicing their US customers. And when 70% of your business relies on customers in a different country, and that's going to disappear today, I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I saw one statistic where they were guesstimating, upwards of 60% of Canadian small businesses can disappear by January. I spoke to some businesses. They didn't even know how they're going to make it through the next 30 to 60 days. And especially if you look at the timing, we're just coming into September, and this is when a lot of small businesses start making that revenue, that Christmas revenue. They're building up, and a lot of them make the bulk of their revenue in this time period, and that's just all simply gone away. Notably, who I'm not seeing anybody talk about this? I'm not seeing any politicians commenting on this at all, whether we're talking about the Liberals, the Conservatives, the NDP, doesn't matter. I could be wrong and I could have missed something, but I'm not seeing anybody comment on this. And when you look at how much this country, how much Canada relies on small business, I don't know how they can be not talking about this. And it's not like these numbers are going to be reflected in unemployment rates, because when you own your own business, you're not paying into EI. So, I don't even know how we're going to get a real gauge on the overall impact this is going to have. So yeah, let me know if you're a small business impacted by this, if you've found any workarounds or solutions, or if you're just looking to have another small business owner, hear you out. Canada, what are we going to do?
Small businesses in Edmonton won't survive. What won't they survive? The city of Edmonton's idea, well, it's not their idea, they got it from WEF, of 15-minute cities. Why won't they survive? Ask yourself, what do we have in Edmonton that you don't have in the small towns in Alberta or anywhere else? You have specialty shops. You have butcher shops. You have hair salons. You have feed stores. You have camera stores, etc. All these small businesses. Why don't you see them in small towns? Because the number of people, the percentage of people who would want to use these boutique stores, these small businesses, is small. So you need a large population like we have in Edmonton, over 1 million people, so that small percentage of the people who want to use these stores is a large enough number to keep the store operating, which means that you have to be able to get to that store from all over the city. Now, we all have our favorite little boutique stores we go to. There's a butcher shop that I like. I'm not going to say their name because I haven't asked for their permission to use their name. But it isn't in my neighborhood. It's almost downtown. So I have to go drive a long ways to go to that butcher shop. But it's a really good butcher shop, so I like to go there. You have shops that you want to go to that are not within walking distance from your house, but you love them, so you go there because they give you the service and the product that you are looking for. And that's one of the reasons we live in the city, is we like those amenities. We like to be able to call for pizza at 1 a.m. and get it. That doesn't exist in a small town. Why? Not enough people calling at 1 a.m. in a small town to keep a pizza shop open at 1 a.m. In Edmonton, we have lots of people calling for pizzas at 1 a.m. So we have multiple pizza shops that are open at 1 a.m. But then again, they have to deliver the pizza all over the city now, don't they? So the problem with the 15-minute cities, it sounds great on paper because they don't tell you the whole truth. They selectively tell you a few things that sound good and they leave out this great big mass of evil that they don't talk about. Like the fact that if you can't travel, you can't get to these places and they will go bankrupt. 1/3 of the businesses, of the people, should I say, employed in Alberta work for small business. That's a business under 50 people. 95% of the businesses in Alberta are small business. We start sectoring off the city, we end up unemploying 1/3 of the people. So then who picks up the product and service? The large box stores that get set up because they're within your district. You have to go there. Talk about a transfer of wealth from the mom and pop stores, from local to these American-owned corporations. Do you want to go work for Walmart? Do you want that minimum wage job? Because that's all there will be when we shut down all the local businesses with 15-minute cities. Everybody in Edmonton, every citizen is here because we like the way things are. We like the amenities. We like the variety of business. We like the jobs we have. We like to be able to go where we want to go, like the Constitution says we can. Yeah, they're unconstitutional as well. So every person in Edmonton that has a right to vote will be voting to get rid of things like this. Nobody voted for that, except City Council and our mayor, who just abandoned us because he wants to be a Liberal MP, because he knows he can't be mayor again because everybody hates him. So he's going to run to be an MP in a district that was specially created because they think there might be enough Liberal voters in that one little area of Edmonton that they might get someone elected. That's what's going on there. So if you have a small business, if you work for a small business, you would be insane to vote for anybody who would even begin to think about turning Edmonton into a 15-minute district prison. It would be insane to vote for someone like that. So be very careful who you vote for, because it is a slippery slope. You vote for those people, what happened on 132nd is going to happen everywhere. You're not going to be able to travel. You're going to be locked into a little area of town. All your favorite stores are going to go bankrupt. All the people who work there are going to be unemployed. And the city is going to become unlivable. And the only ones who are going to get rich off it are the American corporations that own all those box stores, because none of them are Canadian. You want to shop local? That's not local. The store's not local, and their suppliers are not local either. So have your say, Edmonton. We can't afford to sit the next city election out. Can't afford to let this provincial one go either, but I'm not running federally. So, in October, have your say. Today, have your say. paulbrake.nationbuilder.com. Go to my website, press the Have Your Say button, and tell me what you think I should be focused on. And one of the things you've already told me I should focus on is absolutely stopping the whole 15-minute idea and all these stupid ideas like 132nd that's costing you millions and millions and millions of dollars that you don't want spent on it, but the current city council thinks they know more than you do. They think they rule you. They're your bosses. And that's why we have to fire them and replace them with people who are listening.
And that's the reality behind Canada's small business collapse. It's not about mismanagement or lack of effort. It's about a system that's built to fail the very people who fuel it. Think about it. These are the same business owners who supported their neighborhoods through the pandemic, who kept people employed, donated to local charities, sponsored little league teams, and created spaces where community happened. Now, those same people are being pushed out, crushed by rising costs, endless red tape, and corporate competition that small shops can't keep up with. Meanwhile, billion-dollar chains and online giants are expanding, taking over entire markets while paying lower taxes, getting bulk discounts, and using economies of scale small shops could only dream of. It's not a fair fight, and it never was. But here's the truth that hurts the most. Every time a local business closes, it's not just a storefront that disappears. It's a piece of someone's identity. It's years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and faith in the idea that if you work hard enough, you can make it in Canada. And now that belief is fading. People who poured everything they had into their businesses are walking away home. Not because they gave up, but because the system gave up on them. This isn't just bad economics, and it's bad humanity. So what do we do about it? We start by supporting local, because every dollar you spend at a small business helps keep a dream alive. We demand better from policymakers, because tax cuts for corporations mean nothing when family businesses are going bankrupt. And we keep this conversation alive, because silence helps no one. If you're a small business owner, I want to hear your story. Tell us in the comments what challenges you're facing. What's changed in the last few years? What needs to change for you to survive? And if you're watching this and you care about your community, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and help this message reach more Canadians. Because our voices together can make this a movement, not just a rant. Canada's small businesses are more than numbers. They're people, dreams, and livelihoods. And if we lose them, we lose the soul of this country. This is Canadian Rant, where we speak for the people who refuse to be forgotten. Stay strong, support local, and never stop demanding better.